Okay, my young Padawans, this is a beast, but you're ready. Take your notes. Here we go. Graphing and solving systems of linear and quadratic equations. So we're going to have a linear equation and then a quadratic together. Get your calculator. Okay, so here we have a system. The first equation is simply a linear equation. This is a quadratic. Remember, to solve a system, you can take both equations and set them equal to each other. So, f of x equals g of x, like this. So, f of x equals g of x. Of course, take the square root of both sides. Don't forget plus or minus, and there's the solution. So you've just solved the system of linear and quadratic equations. Let's take a look at the second one. Okay, our first one is linear. Our second is quadratic. Remember, if it's x squared, it's quadratic every time. Set them equal to each other. And because it's a quadratic now, you have to set it equal to 0. But now we run into something that we have not seen before, and that is a b value. That is not a whole number, it's a fraction. So we have to fix that by multiplying every single term by 2 to get rid of that 1/2. So times 2, times 2, times 2. But also see that you'll multiply that by 2. It doesn't matter, it's day 0, which is good news for us. So this becomes that. Now, I need you to factor that to find the two solutions. So pause, use the box method, and find your answers. Go. Okay, you probably found pretty quickly that it was unfactorable, so what do you do now? That's right. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Try it. By the way, I highly encourage you to take my singing voice, turn it into a ringtone. You can have me with you in your heart forever. You know what? Just don't do that. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. Calculate the discriminant. You'll have this right here, and you'll find that this does not simplify. So quickly in your calculator, give me one of the two solutions. Take -1 plus root 113. Hit enter, divide that by 4, and you'll find that it is about 2.41. So there's one of our solutions to the system that we're solving here. However, I want you to do something with your calculator. Grab it and enter y1 and then y2 like this. Okay, so take a look at y1. Notice that the negative goes inside the parentheses with the fraction. So negative 1/2, but the x goes on the outside, plus 3, then y2, x squared plus 4. Once they're in, hit zoom, 6. And you'll see your linear equation graphing first, and then the quadratic will come after that. And do you recall what we're looking for? Where does the solution to a system exist? And the answer is where they intersect. We're finding here and there. So let's find that using the calculator. Hit second trace, and we want option number 5, intersect right there. And then bring your flashy guy over there somewhere. Hit the right arrow. As long as he's closer to that one, you're good enough. Hit enter 3 times. Enter once. Enter twice. Enter 3 times. And there is one of our 2 solutions. 2.41 if you round that. That's what we found using the quadratic formula. Then you can go back and find the answer here, and voila, you've got it. Okay, try this next one on your own. Enter those into the calculator, but notice again you have a unique situation here. It's a fraction with a variable in the numerator, so let's take a look. Enter function number 1 up top, but using parentheses here, x squared divided by 2. Don't forget to close that to indicate that that's the end of the fraction, minus 3. Then drop down, enter y2. The linear portion, x minus 3. X minus 3. Hit zoom 6 just to make sure your window is good, and you'll see your parabola coming through, and then your linear equation as well. Okay, this gets a little tricky, but you gotta go find those 2 intersection points. So find them real quick before I do. Okay, one of your solutions is 0, and then your other solution is 2. There you go. Let's practice again. Enter both of those into your calculator. Find the solution. Okay, this gets pretty technical, and we're not going to have an opportunity to look at this until we're back at school, but you can see here that it's difficult to tell if there is a solution or not. So what you're going to do is just ask the calculator, hey, is there an intersection here? So hit enter 1, 2, 3 times, and it tells you that there's an error. That means that there is no solution. There is no coordinate in which those 2 functions intersect. So there's no solution. Okay, here's another one that you can practice on your own. There's another one that you can practice on your own. They're pretty simple once you get the hang of it. Okay, on this one, I want you to tell me how many solutions are possible. Enter them into y1 and y2. Okay, so graphing these 2 is going to give us a problem. It's hard to tell what's going on there. So first, let's see if there is a solution. So second trace, trace number 5, enter, enter, enter. Okay, so there is a solution. The solution is 2. negative 2. But you don't know if there is a second solution, and it's very difficult to let the calculator find that for you. So there's a way to determine how many solutions are possible using the quadratic formula, but we're not going to look at that right now. But for now, you know that there is at least one answer, and that answer is negative 2. Okay. You guys did an awesome job. Email me with questions. Okay. Tackle lesson 112, A through Z. I'll pop the questions up here if you don't have a book.